And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who and Pal. Welcome to what is basically the first anniversary of Turtles and Tea, as it was this time last year, because we're now technically in November, people, that we decided to do this extra spin-off because me and Tanner kept taking over Legends and Liquor by talking about Turtles. So I was like, damn it, I'm in charge of this channel. I'm going to make my own spin-off, and it's a British spin-off, so I think Turtles and Tea made complete sense. We've even got the cups to go with it. So you know I cannot be here on my own. Let me introduce my co-host. It is the Super Turk, not 4,099, the Super Turk 5,000. It's Tanner.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It does feel like ages since we've done this.
Mad, isn't it? It's mad. Let's do a little cheers. Let's do a little a virtual cheers.
Chin, chin.
There you go. There you go. There we go. There we go. I'm taking a little sip. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Turtles and Tea. If you're here live, again, these are very spontaneous, so we don't really get much of an opportunity to promote them because it's my fault. I'll keep cancelling them on Tanner. But we are here forever on the replay anyway, so if you are in the replay crew, please let me know in the comments. But this is basically an opportunity for me and Tanner to just recap the Turtle news and to talk about some of the Turtle stuff that we've been getting up, as we don't really get another opportunity to do that as much. And because we like to dive in with the Turtle stuff just as much as I do my Marvel Legends. So we're going to be diving in on the reveals that happened recently at New York Comic-Con. Now, there was only a few, but there were some nice reveals that we can dig into. We can also talk about the whole Loot Crate fiasco that's going on. We've got SUPER7 stuff. We've got new toys, new pre-orders. So let's just get into it. So a very casual, chilled out show. If you are here in the chat, please let us know. I can see a few people already. Home Dude, Phil Jones, Patrick, Damien, Jay's Toys Collection UK. Shout out to all of them, as always. I love seeing the regular faces in here. Let me just go quickly to the network. You know the score. Every Thursday here with Brandon and Rich talking Legends and whatever else. Legends and Liquor is this weekend, the community-driven show. Today, finally, after so long, Turtles and Tea. And then Joe's and Juice as well with Tom and Mark. And of course, if you want to contribute to today's stream, you can do so. Friday, the Talking Robot. She will read out your comment out loud and it contributes to the channel as well. So thank you very much. And of course, you can hit that join button. Don't be shy. But we appreciate you all the same. As I said, this is, I was saying to Tanner just before we went live, this is more so for me and him than it is anything else, because do you like your friends? I've seen a picture online of your mates wearing Turtles and Tea t-shirts. So are they, have you got mates that collect turtles and stuff with you, like in your sort of real life?
The mates you've seen have that collector t-shirts don't collect figures. They're just very, very supportive mates. I thank every single one of them. However, you met one of my mates, Burak, on the weekend. He is a very big turtle collector, and I think he was waiting for the opportunity to try and get you to convince him to let him onto one of these Turtles and Tea in the future.
Of course he can. Of course he can.
Yes.
You're the co-host. You can arrange guests if you want to. That's not a problem.
Yes. So I just thought I'd measure that. But yeah, big thanks to everybody, all of my mates picking up the T-shirts, picking up the mugs, especially when they pose their kids with the mugs as well. It's just amazing. So many cute little pictures I've seen.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, I've seen some great photos, and again, this is a very like casual thing as well for us. It's not something that we go ham with. It's just again, it's a passion project for us, our own little spin-off. And we've had a few guests, like Jay in the chat says, Dan Rock and the Leo mug. Look, people, it's just the lighting. This is definitely a very nice purple colour, okay? It's not blue, it's a purple colour to represent what only is the best turtle, Mr. Donatello. But that's the argument that we have every single week here. So let's just start. Like you said yourself, I met one of your friends, but I didn't just meet your friends, Tana. I met you. We met each other for the first time after like a good year or so talking, whether it be Legends and Liquor on this show. We actually met up. You were actually the first person I seen at MCM because I had a little bit of issue getting in, but you were there waiting for me. You helped me out, and we got in the end. Happy days. But it was honestly, my friend, great to meet you finally in person.
Pleasure is all mine. I mean, as you said, we've been messaging. We literally message daily now, just talking one thing or another, and it's good. I know we had a little meeting spot, but I only really noticed it was you purely because you had your back to me. But because I saw your story at the train station with your hat and your hoodie, I saw your hat from the beginning. I'm going, is that Dan? Let me go and tap him on the shoulder. Worst case scenario, I'm tapping a random stranger. It turned out to be you. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Pleasure's all mine. Got to see some new reveals. Got to do a whole heap of things as well.
Me and Tanner, right? We seen this costumes booth. So, like, you know, costumes who for people watching, costumes are the company that NECA collaborated with to do. I think it was the Haulathon stuff.
Yeah,
like way back at the start of the year. Yeah, so there was an actual costumes booth. So me and Tanner said, let's go in there and start booing. So we literally went in there and started going boo, boo, and there was people around us going, is someone booing? And I'm like, boo.
I think if we carried on going, one of the staff members in that booth would have politely asked us to leave.
Without
realizing why. Yeah,
we said it would have been really good if it had a NECA booth of some sort. It would make getting exclusives a little bit easier for us as well. But no, it was fun again to just meet up in person and talk some toys. For sure. So maybe NECA will make a presence one day. The convention does seem to be getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, Hasbro had a panel and their booth and stuff, and we shall see. I would have liked to have seen more toy stores. Like, it was very much obviously it's called Comic-Con, so a lot of artist alley, a lot of comic stalls, a lot of food vendors, a lot of cosplay stuff. But I would have loved like a little section that's like just Toy Town,
specifically Toy Town,
where it's just like it's just vendors and stuff selling retro toys. But to be fair, there was a toy fair in Birmingham the next day that I think a lot of vendors had to pick either or. And the NEC is a big one. I was going to go, but I was too tired from my absolute nightmare of travel. So I didn't.
Well, should we get on to that then? In which case, your mysterious issues on the way home and how it almost resulted in me taking a 4-hour round trip to get you home.
You would have been an absolute hero for doing that. So yeah, I got back to I got my tubes back to Houston, and my train was at like 9 p.m. and I got there just before 9, about 5 to 9. So I thought I'd be able to go straight onto the train. Like, I even ran from the tube station up the escalator to Houston, and my train was cancelled. And I was like, oh shit. So then I started looking at the signals or whatever, and the next one was cancelled to Coventry as well. So I was like, okay, can I go Birmingham or Wolverhampton? I was just looking around, and like there was literally one train left, and it was at 9:45 that night. And if that had cancelled, there was an option to get a bus, but the bus I would have got on at 12 at night, and I would have got back to Coventry at 9 a.m. because Coventry was like the last stop. So I would have been on a bus for like ridiculous time. So I hit up Tanner because I was just sat. I went and got some food eventually. So I was like, don't stress out. Let's just let's get some food and sort of recalibrate. And I messaged you, and you were like, look, I'll come. I'll take you home. So again, you would have been an absolute hero for that for sure.
It would have been either that, or because you're at Euston, you're literally down the road from my boxing gym. I would have sent you straight to Ringtone Boxing Gym. Shout out there. Just a knock on their gate, get Mr. Ben Day to let you in. You could sleep in the ring, make your way home the next day or something.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Again, I was stressing out, but I'm home. It's all good. Shout out Cheeky Monkey Kiara, by the way. It was her birthday at the weekend. We know she loves pizza. She's in the right place today. Shout out Greg Finstad as well. 4-hour round trip. What would Dan not give you a bed for the night, Tanner? No, it was me stuck in London.
No, he's saying because if I brought you up,
oh yeah,
and
no,
then
of course
brought
you
you back as opposed to me driving late night, he's going, you should have offered him a display. Yeah,
of course you could have. Of course you could have. You could have come and seen the display for sure. That would have happened. Even if it was 100%. Even if it was 2 a.m, like I would have just said, Amanda, look, Tanner's coming in to see the display. That's what's happening.
Yeah, Teddy would have seen me and be like, what the fuck? Who the hell is this?
Well, talking about the display, let's talk about some of the stuff we are adding to display. I'll get this picture of you and me off the screen because we're both here virtually all the same. Yeah, what have we been adding? So again, start us off, Tanner. You said before the show you've got a whole pile of turtle loot. Let's start us off. Save the loot crate for the end.
Yes.
So let's just go
so it's a case of we haven't done this in so long. Yeah. I've literally let things pile up. So I've got things in front of me here. We will start with. I didn't know if the 4-packs exclusive from Comic-Con. The pre-mutation 4-pack. Yeah. I don't have that here. I haven't got the space.
Has it been that long since we've done a show to show these off?
We did it at San Diego. Thank you.
Okay. Bloody hell.
We done it. We got this Zack and Smash.
We did, yeah.
We got the Neutrinos. Mm-hmm. We've got Usagi Yojimbo, who I haven't got next to me. We got these 2 bad boys. Screw Hall of Thorn. Second shout out. We got that.
Shout out Home Dudes in the chat who picked up one of them for us.
Yes, 100%. And final, and also a couple of these guys. These are army builders. Definitely worth picking up. Have a little army of rock soldiers and crooked Ninja Turtle gangs. Now, I've got a couple of other things here. I will leave it until one of our other topics going forward. So we will go on to it because of one of the things I actually got is a reveal or an exclusive from New York Comic Con.
Okay, well,
so I'm going to leave that until we get onto that topic. May as well just cover it when we do that. But what about yourself?
Well, as I said, I've got some stuff that is, again, very topic specific. So I may just wait until we bounce to each topic and then I'll show it off at the time. But I have got a few. I've got basically everything that you just showed off. Got the same. I was expecting to have
these 2 as well, actually.
There you go. Yeah, that's one I've got here.
They got these 2 as well. The Last Ronin.
Yeah, I need to get the Ronin.
Awesome figure, and also quite possibly my favorite figure, the turtle figure of the year so far.
Snake around his neck.
Little snake around his neck, yeah, having his eyes bulging out, but yeah,
go and check out Tanner's Instagram. It's there on the screen. Super Turk 5000. He posted a really cool picture of Mummy Mikey coming out of the sarcophagus accessory set that he also brought from NECA, and you confirmed that he does sort of fit if you lie him down in it, right?
Yeah, so if you lie him down, he's a little bit wide. His armbands on his on his elbows, his elbow pads are kind of a little bit wide, but you can scrunch him in, put him up. If you lie him down, he can fit in there. You can have him encased up in his sarcophagus, and you've also got that little crate as well for any extra treasures you want to hide in there. But yeah, it's a tight little squeeze. It's worth it. It definitely, because we were debating whether or not he would actually fit. One person saying he does, one person saying he doesn't.
You ordered it. You ordered it before you even knew anyway, right? You just like that will just go with Mikey.
I thought it'd be a good photo experience, so I picked it up, and luckily enough, it's a bit of a tight squeeze, but it'll do.
It'll work for display or for some photos. As I said, go and check out Tanner's Instagram. You can see that for yourself. Jay says that Ronin is awesome. Thanks to his mate Ali. Yeah, shout out Ali. He's got express delivery. If you get my drift, I know Jay actually got a really decent haul of some of the Mirage Turtle stuff from AliExpress. Some of those stores are starting to get shut down though. The one that I brought something off recently has just been shut down. So I reckon NECA are on their case or something.
Crack it down.
Yeah, I genuinely think that's the case. So I think Jay got pretty lucky, but yeah, those stores are, I don't know. The figures seem legit, but the stores, they're not lasting long. But okay, let's get into. We've got a lot of NECA stuff to talk about, so let's just start off with Super 7 instead, because I know you've got something to show off, and so have I, because I've been trying to backtrack on Super 7, so I've got boring stuff. So I'm just going to say this real quick. I'm basically trying to get everything from the first 4 waves of Super 7. I think I've got 2 left to get. I need to get the Foot Soldier, and I need to get Casey Jones. They're the last 2, and then I've got all 4. So I've got Mondo Greco, and I got the Metalhead.
Metalhead,
yeah. There's a Metalhead Michelangelo as well, but that's for the future. Anyway, the Metalhead. So this one was from not Star Action Figures, from Comic and Cocktails. So shout out Comic and Cocktails. They had a sale. I got Mondo Greco for at least half price. Mondo Greco, not Mando Greco. That's a weird collaboration. And then Metalhead was cheaper because it was damaged, and it was just like a box crunch there.
Oh, a little dink on the box. But the internal box is okay.
No, the internal box has got a dink on as well. But like I'm opening these to display anyway. So honestly, the figure is absolutely fine. So catching up on Super 7. I know a few new waves have started to hit, so I need to backtrack quickly. But there you go. But you've got something better than that.
Yeah. So as I said, Super 7 had a New York Comic Con exclusive, which was also made available on their website as well, which is glow in the dark Muckman and Joe Eyeball. Just here, take the little slip off. Make sure it doesn't fall down. And there we go. Nice looking figure.
It's a great fig. It's a really impressive, imposing fig, and it makes sense being glow in the dark. I've got the pictures here from Super 7. You said it's on their website, right? That's where you got it from. Yeah,
that's where I picked it up from. The shipping wasn't too bad, along with I know there's a huge hoo-ha going on about how NECA price their products and their products at the moment, but heck, it's a con exclusive. I'm going to keep it boxed. So it'll be a little break in case of emergency fund that I will have, basically.
Yeah, the exclusives are like what Super 7 does pretty well with their exclusives. They're variants that you don't particularly need to complete a collection. It's just variant versions of the characters, and they love a glow in the dark gimmick. This is like the 3rd one they've done, I think. Is it the 3rd one? I know they did a Foot Soldier. Baxter, Foot Soldier. This one.
Baxter, Foot Soldier. The Foot Soldier was the 3rd one. Who was in between? Mutagen Man.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then the 4 Turtles. So I think this is the 4th or the 5th one.
Yeah, no, you're right. They have done the 4 Turtle glow in the dark as well. Crazy. But anyway, it's still on the Super 7 site now. If anyone's interested, he does look really good. Have you actually put any glue through him?
I haven't even opened mine, to be totally honest with you, but my OCD will not allow me to do anything like that, purely because of the fact that... How could you display him like that? Yeah, no, if any of it gets stuck inside or ruins the condition of the figure, it will drive my mind up the wall. It'll be like constantly scrubbing to get it clean, even if it's clean. No, I will not be putting goo in there, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna avoid it as well. But it does look cool for photos. But again, for display, going to be a little bit more difficult to execute. But there you go. So that's just some Super 7 news. And again, talking about Super 7, the next 2 waves are sort of hitting at the same time. Wave 5 and 6 have sort of both landed together, which is very pricey for anyone getting all of that stuff. That's like going to be like nearly 500 quid for those figures. So yeah, I'm holding my horses on them for a while. I do want to pick up like Scrag and Ace Duck, and I'm not going to be a completionist on Super 7. I can't, but I do want to get any character that I feel an attachment to, or that I had as the Playmates toys, because that's the whole gimmick, right? It's a Playmates Ultimate.
Now, it's a case of I've had them pre-ordered, but it's a case of because they are so readily available at such a cheaper price 6 months down the line, you've gone past the initial hype stage of the first couple of waves being nuts because it had the original Turtles in. You've gone to past the main 10, you've gone to the C-tier characters. I don't really envision anyone selling out too quickly, so I think down the line, we may be able to pick them up a little bit cheaper. Well, I say a little bit, quite a bit cheaper as well, based on the prices that are going, especially as Super 7's raised their prices as well.
Most of mine I've got at a cheaper price than original retail, so it is worth it. Basically, the past tells us that it's probably worth paying the long game with these, because again, these are getting pricey, very pricey, but the figures are great. Undoubtedly, I do like the figures. Just the price point is a bit painful. Okay, so that's Super 7. Let's get on to Loot Crate. Okay, Loot Crate. Let's do it, because there's a whole lot of commotion going around, right? So you and me have both got a Loot Crate today. Where is it? Okay,
Can you imagine if we got a different one?
That'd be crazy, wasn't it, right? So me and Tana both got Loot Crates today, which it was perfect timing. Figure fate for the first anniversary of Turtles and Tea. We have a Loot Crate. Now, what Loot Crate is it? So before we open this, let me just give people some context here. So in the US started to get a lot of Loot Crates through, but they got the probably most desired Loot Crate, at least for me. They got the Loot Crate that included the Dark Turtle Donatello, which is Donatello as Batman, essentially. Very episode-specific moment from the animated show. And then Scrag, which is a member of the Rocksteady and Bebop gang, and he has both interchangeable parts to make him the Bat and the Human. So he's probably going to be one of the most desired comic figures, full stop, period. Because if you didn't get this, all 4 of the Loot Crates, you don't get him. I also really like everything that comes in that Loot Crate as well, by the way, the pizza mitt. So I use an oven glove all the time. So I'd actually use that in my kitchen. It's got an apron, an oven mitt, a party wagon, license plate, and then they throw in a pin as well. But I don't mind sacrificing a t-shirt for stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool and on theme. It's all themed as well. So yeah, they look great. I'm on Big Bad Toy Store, by the way. So that's where Big Bad Toy Store sold the crate for $200, which I think is a bargain, because these figures are going to go for a lot more than that eventually. Maybe not straight away, but I think Scrag himself is going to be the £100 plus mark eventually.
Well, if we look at previous figures, I'm going to mention the one figure, Loot Crate figure I have that you don't, the Spirit of Splinter.
Yeah, how much is that?
It's currently, I haven't checked recently, but the last time I checked it was like $350, so stupid money.
I regret not jumping in on that, because you think to yourself, I saved myself the £40 at the time, but again, it's an investment. Like, you've got to scrounge that money from somewhere, because you know it's going to be harder to obtain on the aftermarket. But this obviously a lot of people must have got this, but as you can see up top here, it says TMNT limited edition series 2 crate 4, right? So this was meant to be crate 4. The original order was meant to be movie, arcade, Mirage, and then cartoon, sorry. So that was the original order, but it's been a complete mess. In the US, they got crate 1, crate 3, and then crate 4. Okay? So me and Tana today, to be honest, Tana, this is the crate I want. I want Dark Turtle, Donatello, and Scrag. I went in on this whole Loot Crate for these 2 figures, the 2 cartoon figures. I consider myself basically a completionist on this cartoon line. When it comes to unique characters, I don't need every variant of the Turtles, but when it comes to unique characters, I needed Scrag. So I was in. This is what I wanted the most. What about you?
So with these, I definitely wanted them. These are the most desired figures, I'd say, out of all of them. I'm in your agreement, but it's a case of my previous Loot Crates, I've just got box sitting in a corner, maybe hang up on the wall in the future. But yeah, same with these. I think with these hang up on the wall. However, in saying that, because I've got a Michelangelo dressed as Batman, this I may have to try and sneak a second, because somewhere I think I've got a source somewhere that'll sort me out for these for a good price. Yeah, because I've got a Michelangelo dressed as Batman. Why not have a Donatello dressed as Batman next to him?
I have more of an attachment, because I remember the episode from my childhood so vividly. Like, I had the Playmates version of Donnie as a superhero. It wasn't called Dark Turtle. They've re-released that, I think. SUPER7, no, it's not Super. The Playmates have via a Walmart exclusive, but it's now like over $100 on Walmart, which is stupid. So anyway, I've got a real attachment to this, not because obviously Donnie's the best turtle, but it's also mixed with Batman. Batman's one of my favourite superheroes, so perfect collaboration. Love it. it. And there's a lot of variant turtle outfits they could give us from the cartoon. I really want the turtles in their sort of puffer jackets and stuff. Do you know the ones that Loyal Subjects are doing?
Oh yeah, the punk rocker look.
Yeah, I do want them, and I do think NECA will get there eventually. But anyway, let's get to these loot crates, Tanner, because again, these arrived today, and I'm hoping for Loot Crate 4. I've seen a few posts online which mean I shouldn't get my hopes up. Let's just dive into this. Let's have a look.
I think if anyone at home wants to comment with a drum roll whilst we're doing this, that'd be amazing.
What's it going to be? I hope it's that. Okay, mine's open.
So is mine.
Okay. Have you got the figure? Can you get the figure ready to hold up?
You want me to get the figure ready? I've got the figure ready.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. There it is. It's Armagon.
Yes.
So this, don't get me wrong, right? First impressions of the figure, he looks like a tank. He looks impressive. Looks great. I just have zero attachment to Armagon. Like, I don't ever remember seeing him in the Turtles Tournament Fighters. Maybe I did as a kid, but it's just not someone who stayed with me. Because I definitely had that fighting game. But
so, did you have the Super NES version of it? Because he was only in the Super NES version.
And maybe that's why then, because I was always a Sega guy. Like, Sega. Like, I never had Nintendo growing up.
He wasn't in the Sega version. He was in the Super NES version.
There you go. So I remember this game. It's a case of... That's the first time I've heard someone tell me that. But that logic makes so much sense. Because I remember the game, but I don't remember him. And that's why. Because I went from Sega to PlayStation. And I've never had a Nintendo or an Xbox in my life. So there you go. But the fig looks great. What do you think?
He looks really, really nice. I mean, because I haven't got any other tournament fighter figures. There haven't been any tournament fighter figures. There isn't really any reason to open this. But... he was a different version of him was in the Archie comic series, so we may get another version of this that we can put with our Archie figures that are more animated. Maybe they'll fit in the cartoon display.
Well, the pieces are there now, ain't they, to give him a more animated sort of repaint. But I would assume that people can put this with their arcade figures, no?
Yeah, I suppose it can go with them. I suppose, even though they're like the side-scroller games, but the deco looks very similar, so you could fudge him in as like an anthology video game. Yeah,
it's a video game. It's a video game deco, so I think it's fair game to go with your Turtles in Time. So I think Jay definitely needs this for his Turtles in Time display. So Jay, did you get the loot crate? I don't think he did. He's going to have to give his mate Ali a ring again and hope for the best. But there you go. Anyway, Armagon. So again, I wanted Dark Turtle. That was my most... Let's have a look what else is in this loot crate here. Mine had a bit of a ding on it, but I'm not too mad about it, to be fair. I've got a little ding on.
The box is just going to get thrown away. So you're taking out the... I mean, I know this is a party. We got some shot glasses here.
We got it is the first anniversary, isn't it? This comes in like a little polystyrene, like properly protected, to be fair.
Okay, let's get it open. Let's take a look at it.
They're big, you know. These are like... These are much bigger than I thought. These are like...
Oh, these are like whiskey glasses.
Yeah, these are like tumblers.
Glasses.
These ain't shot glasses.
These are nice.
Oh, these are much better. I thought they were shot glasses, like little...
Yeah.
These are like tumblers, like for... Yeah, like you said, spirits. Like
like liqueurs. Get your whiskey in there, your bells or whatnot.
Okay.
That's actually really, really nice. I didn't expect that. I was expecting shot glasses.
No cracks on mine either, by the way. No cracks on mine. So
no. Yeah. Let me take a look.
I had a crack. I had a dink on the box, but the polystyrene seems to have protected it okay. So yeah, they're tumblers. Yeah, they're not shot glasses, people. They're bigger than you assume they are in person. So there you go. There's that. What else you got in there, Tanner? There's sort of...
I'm going to go for the smallest item in there.
Okay. It's the pin,
so
right?
we got the pin. We got
Leatherhead
pin from Turtles in Time.
And each box has come with a pin, I think, so far. So if you're collecting...
I'm not really much of a pin, guys, so that's just going to go in a box with the rest of my pins. But it's still nice to have anyway.
And then last, he comes in his own little baggie. Now, is this a joke from Loot Crate? Are they taking the piss out of us here? Because let's be honest, this whole Loot Crate situation has been a little bit stressful. Let's be honest, for us collectors that just pay our money to get our product,
it open.
They're like teasing us. Like, before we give you the last crate, here's a little stress ball. Let's open him. A Krang stress ball.
A little Krang stress ball. I may have to bring this into work for like stressful days, just to like have it in the corner of my hand, just going.
This is me waiting for my Loot Crate 4th crate. Like, just come on, Dark Turtle.
Or during a holothon. Goddamn holothon.
Yeah. So Loot Crate are actually taking the piss out of us with this one, but I like it. I like this Krang stress ball. There he is. He looks pretty good. He looks like those aliens in Futurama where they sit on your head and they take over your brain. Do you know which one they are?
No, I'll tell you what he looks like. There used to be a toy in the 90s, like little boggling type thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a smaller version of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very stressed at this Loot Crate situation. Now, to be fair, I've got 3 of the 4. You've only got 2.
I'm halfway there.
Yeah, you've got 2 of them, so I shouldn't really moan too much. But, okay, so you know I wanted Dark Turtle. And talking about Jay's mate, Ali, I may have given him a ring myself. I may have went, Ali, I need you. I couldn't help myself, okay? So I rang Ali, I told him what I needed, and I paid a pretty penny for it, but I don't care. I was desperate for this. Because, again, this is how much faith I have in Loot Crate. So I went and got myself a Dark Turtle anyway. So, again, full transparency, this is not from the Loot Crate. This is from AliExpress. Now, as far as I know, Scrag has not appeared on AliExpress yet. The only place you can get him is like from actual people who got the Loot Crate on eBay. But AliExpress seems to have a chain of NECA products, which is genuine NECA product that's sold overseas. But it's just they technically aren't allowed to sell it over here, but they do anyway. That's why they get in trouble. So it's a legit product. It's not a knockoff. And here he is. And I'm happy. I wanted 2 anyway. I wanted one to open, one to display. So I'm going to open this one, and then I'll keep the actual Loot Crate.
The other one.
If it ever arrives. Mint. So there you go.
I know weird stuff that that comes from AliExpress. The boxes are pretty dinked. Yeah. How is your box?
Yeah, it's got a little bit like of a dink. It's hardly there though, mate. Honestly, it's actually pretty good. There's a few little dinks that you can see in person, but holding it there on camera, you just can't even tell. So that's what. I'm opening this one, so I didn't. If this came half crushed, as long as the figure was fine, I wouldn't have cared. Mm-hmm. This was always my opener. Like you can see a little dink there, but it's not a big deal. But I thought there'd be. Because on the box, right, you got that open mouth expression, yeah, and then on the back you've got the closed mouth expression, and they've also got the same heads from the Turtles in Disguise. So I was expecting a few interchangeable parts, but nope, nothing. You get the you get the little communicator, or the throwing thing, whatever you want to call it, the hook, and you get an extra hand as well. But yeah, no interchangeable heads or anything like that.
That's quite disappointing because at San Diego as well as on the box art, he's got different faces. Yeah. Why not capitalize on that? It's any other company that does that would have had people go down their throats about it, but we're not going to get into that.
There's all the other cartoon Loot Crate figures. Now, thanks to my good friend Andy Davis, who will always be welcome in this house, I have the bunnies. And again, Scrag I have paid for like a year ago, like everyone else, but yet to get that 4th crate. But if to be completely honest with you, Tanner, if Scrag appeared on AliExpress, even at 80 quid, I'd get it. I wouldn't hesitate because I need these figures.
With some of the reveals coming up, it would make sense to pick up a second one to rock, one to stock, for lack of a...
Well, he's also got interchangeable parts as well. So 2 Crags ain't a bad thing, because you can have him with the human Rocksteady and Bebop in a human form, and then with just a regular mutated display. But to be fair, in that person, he does look nice. The deco looks clean. There's no like chips or anything like that on mine. It looks good. I'll heat it up when I open it up to make sure the joints are good, and there's a soft good cape. So I am looking forward to this. I'm very happy I've got it, but I do have my fingers crossed, and I am squeezing my Krang stress ball that we still get our 4th. We still get our 4th Loot Crate. So do you reckon we get it before the end of the year, or we wait until 2023 now?
You know what? The fact that they've released it out in America and they've released here, I reckon they're just going to flip it around. I think we should see that before the end of the year. I'll be positive and say yes. However, on the other side of that, we all know that I'm missing I'm missing a particular crate. Whether or not I see that movie crate by the end of the... Oh, frick, my thing is already split. Never mind.
You were too stressed. You were so stressed about that, Danny.
Seriously, look, it's already just pulled apart and I haven't done anything. Yeah, I don't think I'll see my movie crate before the end of the year. I think that'll be a little bit more of a slog to wait before I get that. However, I got my stress ball. I have faith. I'm going to try and stay positive with what we got. Be happy with what we got.
Look,
And
I'm just happy these figures are here, because there was a time when no one thought Loot Crate was giving us any of these figures, and they had just done a runner with our money. People were trying to sue them and everything. So I'm just happy that they're coming slowly. I'm a patient man, but it was just that because the one I want the most is the last one. It's just I'm on the edge of my seat. But it is weird how the Americans got Crate 4. We get a shipping notice, assuming it was Crate 4, but then it's Crate 2. It's just this whole Loot Crate thing is an absolute mess, and I don't think NECA will do it again, to be honest, after that.
You never know. It could be worse. It could be worse with what's going on at the freaking moment in America with this whole auto T nonsense.
Shout out! I've seen him in the chat. Nostalgia Unbox. Now, Nostalgia Unbox was originally NECA Unbox, but I think he very cleverly changed his name to Nostalgia Unbox so he can cover a wide range of stuff. Really like his content. A relatively new channel, I assume, but really professionally done. Like that's how I've learnt the most out of this NECA Auto T through Nostalgia Unboxed. So I 100% recommend. If he's in the chat, please drop in your link so I can share it for the people, because he's been covering that nonsense in America. So is Mad Hatter as well. Congrats to Mad Hatter on 10k. That guy cracks me up. But those guys have to deal with this with the Walmart going in there, buying like tags off the shelf or putting in codes, buying stuff. Like if that was available in the UK, again, we can't talk too much about this because it's not something we've had to experience, thankfully. But just from watching our friends in the US having to deal with this, if this was approached to the UK, would you be interested in having a digital vault with digital action figures? Like, does it interest you? NFTs and stuff? I
just think it's nonsense. Come on now. It's action figures. It's meant to be physical. It's meant to... what are you going to do with the freaking... You may as well just call it artwork and give a picture or a GIF. What the...
Honestly, no. It's like I could turn around, take a picture of my Marvel Legends display, and then just get rid of all these because I have a picture of them now that I can keep on the internet. Yeah. Like it's pointless. I collect it. The magic about collecting is that we want to hold it. Like I'm still a guy that collects DVDs. That's the type of person that we collectors are. We like to hold physically. I'll be able to touch and hold the thing that we love and appreciate and display it and look at it. I don't want it on a hard drive or anything like that. I do not understand the concept of NFTs. I don't think we're the generation for it. Maybe the next generation coming through would appreciate it a little bit more than us. But right now, people who loved Turtles, because anyone who's buying those turtle figures, those Mirage turtle figures from the 80s, we're approaching our 30s, 40s at this point. We don't want NFTs, so we just want the physical product. It's embedded in us. So
it's you know the saying, you get what you pay for. With the NFTs, you're not getting anything. You're just giving them money, and it's just kind of like, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
If there is genuinely someone out there that wants to create a digital vault for their action figures, then please hit us up, because NECA think you exist. I personally do not think you exist. Like every single person buying these Auto T figures wanted the figures and went straight to the site to try and get them shipped. Everyone wants the product. No one wants the digital version of the product. People like it's just weird. Thankfully, we haven't got to deal with it just yet. Okay, let's jump into the world of NECA then and stuff that we can actually buy, because there are a couple of pre-orders up. So let's get into this one. We talk about the best turtle. They definitely saved the best till last, in my opinion, when it comes to these Ultimate Turtle collaborations. So these are the NECA Universal Monsters and Donatello. We've seen him. There's no secret. We've seen Donatello, but the pre-order is up now. So the advantage of the pre-order is you get to see the promotional shots and you get to see all the stuff that comes with him. And he comes packed. 2 interchangeable heads, the hat, the interchangeable hands. I love the translucent hands and feet as well. So like, and he comes with a book, a
telescope.
Yes.
No, it's not a telescope. It's what's the other one called? Telescope and the other one, microscope.
Microscope. There you go. There you go. So here he is. So what do you think? I'm obviously all over this. I look, Donatello is an Invisible Man, beautiful. I think they've done great. I don't even know what extra they could add to him. I think the accessories are a nice touch as well. But you a fan?
I think I'm a fan. I think all the Universal monsters so far that I've received have been brilliant. by far standouts of the collection. The fact that his shell was translucent.
Look at that, yeah, so good
It's crazy.
With the pizza slices in it, so good.
However, you're gonna take Mr. Mummy Mikey over here, even though I'm a Raph guy. Mr. Mummy Mikey over here is gonna take some beating.
I agree.
Freaking amazing stuff, but. More of the same. I think we're coming to the end of this Universal Monsters line now. I think if the rumor at the start of the year is to be believed, there's one more to round it off to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a case of if anybody wants to predict who that is in the comments or in the live chat, go for it. I think it's going to be Shredder as Dracula. Shredder as Dracula, 100%.
I think you need Shredder. Yeah, I think because they've done all the good guys now. They need a big bad. Give us Shredder because they're not just going to randomly do Bebop or Rocksteady, are they? They could do a foot soldier, like just a random foot soldier or something, like a werewolf foot soldier, like a hairy foot soldier or something like that. Again, just wild guesses. They could do whatever. Yes. But yeah, anyway. Invisible Donny looks great. He's up for pre-order right now. We've seen him for a while, but it is nice to see the pretty promotional shots. And yeah, he looks so good. So you're right. I agree with you. Mikey's going to take some beating. He's probably my favourite in hand as well, to be honest. So yeah, Mikey so far is going to take some beating. But all of them, all of the Turtles have been great. The jury's out still on the April and the Splinter. But I think everyone universally loves these Universal monsters, pun intended. So talking about that, we've got one more reveal. So no pre-order for him yet, but we have got confirmation now during the 31 Nights of Fright from NECA that Casey Jones is the Phantom of the Opera, which is pretty bang on, let's be honest. You can't even be mad at him for this one. The white mask, both of them, makes a lot of sense. I think they had him on display at Comic-Con as well, which we can look at some pictures shortly. But just initial thoughts on this, like, not surprised, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's a nice little figure to round out the wave. They've utilized his gimmick of the hockey mask, broken hockey mask, really well. Because even underneath the mask in this picture, you can see like a skeleton-y, dead vibe under there. And it looks so cool. 100%, I think he's going to be good. And you got the little hockey. I don't think any other Casey Jones has come with a hockey guard at all yet, which is brilliant. Nailed the look, nailed the basically they put their own little spin on it. NECA have put their, just like they've done with all the others, to make them unique, to make them more individual, and it will fit quite well in the display. I look forward to receiving this.
There are some pictures of him on display at New York, so we'll come back around to him when we do that. But yeah, first impressions, it's bang on for Casey Jones. Phantom of the Opera, bravo, it's the right move. So there you go. Here's the 7th of the figures, including the 4 Turtles, April, and then Splinter, of course. But let's get into what I get most excited about, and is basically the reason this show exists, is because of that 1980s cartoon. So I tell you this all the time, but just for anyone new, like when we were kids, there was no Netflix, there was no YouTube. We sat down in front of the VHS or Saturday morning cartoons, whatever was on the telly, and
BBC, you know,
and I had so many turtle videos. Like that was my Netflix back in the day. So like these cartoons are like embedded in my head. Certain episodes stand out more than others, certain characters stand out more than others depending on what episodes I watched as a kid. I'm sure that same experience is for everybody. So I love this line, and I genuinely, when it comes to every unique character, I am a completionist. I think I didn't go for like the style guide turtles, do you know, the brighter colour turtles, but I think other than that, I think I have everything in this line. But I was on it from the get-go. Like, I've been on it from the start. I got the first San Diego exclusive years ago now. So I haven't been one of these people that...
Oh, you got that initial box set years ago, did you?
Yeah, with Krang and Shredder and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I got the packs after that they did eventually. Do you know the 2 packs that came after that with the same figures? So yeah, so I've been in this for the long haul, but I understand this line is very intimidating for anyone new trying to get on because it's just so massive and they're so expensive on the aftermarket. Like when they hit retail, they linger for a little bit, but some of the earlier released figures, obviously quantities are lower and they're just really hard to obtain. Like even though they've announced
Casey and April, quite possibly the biggest ones there. The Turtles used to be, but we've had quite a few different releases as well. So they're easier to get. The main ones are hard.
Yeah,
the KC.
NECA have announced that they're releasing another April in 2023, but it doesn't stop the other one from, because not everybody knows that information. So the April is still very sought after, like Casey, as you said. Shredder was at some point, but I ordered a couple of those Turtle in Disguise 4-packs from the NECA store last year, right? Ridiculous. And I emailed NECA because us in the UK got hit with a 9-month delay. So I emailed NECA going, are these still coming? And they did. NECA Customer Services did get back to me and said that the delayed Turtles in the Skies 4-packs for international are still due by the end of the year. So fingers crossed, because I had plans for them. I've got a set to go with my Turtle van. I've got a set to wear into disguises. So I am waiting. But anyway, I get overexcited for this line. Let's dive in here and find out all the new stuff at New York Comic Con. So a smaller display than San Diego, which makes sense as it's a smaller convention, but still some nuggets in here and from figures that we've never seen before. Some are still new, some that we've not got in hand, like Bugman at the top. Very excited to get Bugman, but he's already been shown off at San Diego, for example, so we're not going to dive in on too much on him today. Today we're going to focus on the stuff that hasn't been shown before, and I think it's only right that we start off with Napoleon there. The bone of, what are they calling it? The Bonafrog or something like that.
Napoleon Bonafrog.
Bonafrog.
So all the punk frogs were named after like different dictators. So I think one was named after Attila the Hun, and I can't remember what the other two's names are at the moment off the top of my head. But Genghis Khan, Genghis Frog,
Napoleon, Genghis, and oh shit,
and, I can't remember. So Attila the Frog, so Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan, Napoleon.
I've got them all upstairs. I should know. I should be able to name all 4 total. I'm disappointed with myself. I'm genuinely I'm going to disappointed with myself. I should know. Yes. But my point is, we've never had. So I've got the actual clip from the cartoon. Okay, so for anyone curious, let me refresh this. Let me jump back and refresh this. Let me figure it out. Okay, I did get the clip ready, but it's been there for a while. So let me show some pictures first and foremost. So here he is in the cartoon. Okay. Here he is in the cartoon. He actually existed, right? So in the cartoon, Shredder and Rocksteady and Bebop, they zapped the one of the punk frogs, obviously Napoleon, with this ray that turned him into just a big chunky monster that would obey Shredder. And obviously he set them on the turtles, of course. So that's why only one of the frogs is this bigger, bulkier version. There he is. And I've got the clip. I did have it ready. Hopefully it lets me play it for you, and I don't get hit with any copyright. But here it is. Can it play? Will it play? There you go. Okay, so we'll let this play. So this is the actual clip where it happens in the show. I cut it together myself. So Rocksteady drops. He zaps Napoleon, who didn't run away with the other punk frogs. And look at him. He gets all bigger and buffer. So that's where the figure comes from.
It's like a secret roid juice kind of thing.
It's like a Toad's Frog Hulk, essentially. That's the best way to sort of put it.
Also, thanks to Damien and Jay for saying the final frog's name is Rasputin.
We should know that.
Yeah, should know that. It is what it is.
This will be the last show of Turtles and Tea. We have to retire.
Not until we learn every single character.
Yeah, disappointed with myself. I should know that for sure. To be fair, if you would ask me on any other time, I'll probably have to rattle them off. You put a camera on, you put the lights on, you put the pressure on, I'll panic. But anyway, here he is. So this is a very much a one episode type of thing again, okay, which is what they're doing now. They're getting into those deep cuts, things that I've never had figures before, and what's impressive is the scale on this guy. If we jump back to the actual picture here and we dive in, that's later on, dive in here, he is massive. We've got the Lotus flower next to him, and you can see that she's going to be about average height, and he is massive. We've got the Usagi, Space Usagi as Jumbo there as well. He looks beefy. So I was surprised to see this. I genuinely had to remind myself what episode. Like, I seen it, and it wasn't one that I was thinking we're ever going to get. So it was one I had to blow the dust off my memories to go, hang on, have I seen this episode? And of course I had seen the episode, but it didn't jump out at me straight away. But I knew it was a punk frog, clearly. I just had to remember, okay, why is he a big...
What happened?
Hulk? Yeah.
So
I did, but that's
I only
magic.
really... I only really know this far in advance because I did a rewatch in the past year. Because when I initially watched when I was younger, I got up to the middle of season 4. I didn't everything after season 4
when the sky gets
is
darker.
Was totally new to me, including this. So it's a case of it's sort of like I can appreciate it now, but it doesn't hold that same nostalgia for me as like the earlier seasons would do, so to say. But it still looks beefy. It still looks brilliant. I would love to see him how he scales up next to Rex One, just to have them in a wrestling finger grip. Quite cool. Yes, and I wonder how this is going to come out as well. If it's going to be a 2-pack or a
interesting,
Ultimates as well. Yes,
we'll be see. Loco Lou says, congratulations. What's poppin', people? Thank you very much. We are talking some Turtles. We are dissecting all the new reveals from New York Comic Con. Right now, we are on Napoleon when he was all hulked out from this episode that we have just reminded Jay about. Now Jay says, thanks, gents. I had forgotten that episode, so I was going to pass on the figure until now. Yes, my friend. I had to go back and remind myself as well. I watched these a long time ago, and I've only rewatched a few in my adult life. I just cling on to that nostalgic attachment. But there he is in figure form, and he looks great. He genuinely that's what's so good about this line. And I feel like a broken record saying this all the time, but for the very first time, the figures are super accurate to what we've seen on the screen. Back in the 80s and 90s, that was not how our action figures looked. It doesn't matter what action figures they were never accurate to what we see on screen. Where we live in a day and age now, whether it's Turtles, Star Wars, Power Rangers, whatever, the products look like what they're meant to. So our mind's eye have come to plastic. So loving it. So there you go. There's the first one, Napoleon Frog. Now next to Napoleon Frog, it gets a little deeper as we have. It's clearly Usagi Yojimbo there, but he's wearing some sort of space Power Ranger getup. Now, this one's actually got a little bit of intriguing history to it. Do you know it, Tanner, to explain to the people?
I know Space Usagi was a spin-off comic book graphic novel from Stan Sakai, who worked for Mirage Comics, the same studio that does the Turtles. I don't think that. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this look ever appeared in the cartoon. Maybe in the 04 cartoon when they went to space.
Okay,
but I'm fairly certain this didn't appear in the 80s cartoon. I'm ready to be proven wrong.
So, as I think you're correct, right? And again, I could be from the dive I've done online. There could be a scene or something in Dimension X, when they're skipping through dimensions, where you could see this outfit in the cartoon. But I think you're correct. I don't think we actually see this version of Usagi in the Turtles cartoon. However, Tanner, there was a pilot. There was a 1 episode Space Usagi pilot that never got picked up. That never actually made an initial run. But there is a pilot episode. And lucky for you, I have it right here.
You got the footage, yeah?
Space Usagi. It was a pilot episode. So I've not watched the episode, so I haven't watched every single scene. So but there's the little dinosaurs that were running over the guy there. There they are, look. So this is just a pilot. So this is now NECA, for the first time in this line, I think, are taking liberties and giving us a figure that maybe could have been in the Toon cartoon, if that makes sense. Because Space Usagi, as you said, he wasn't in the cartoon, but undoubtedly that looks like it's a Space Usagi pulled out the cartoon. However, it's from maybe this cartoon, which is a one-off space pilot. I'll share the link and I'll put it into the chat for anyone watching on the replay who is curious and wants to watch it. He does give me Bucky O'Hare vibes. Greg is completely right. I wonder if did Space Usagi inspire Bucky O'Hare. But Space Usagi is here again. I did try and skip through, and he's wearing this blue outfit here, but I couldn't find a yellow outfit. I did I keep looking through. There's the yellow outfit type thing, sort of, but Usagi ain't wearing it. So maybe right at the end he does. But there's a better look. So there's the Space Usagi outfit from this particular pilot. So this never got picked up. This is just a one-off pilot. But if Space Usagi made an appearance in that original cartoon, he could have looked like this. And there are looks of Usagi in the comics that you are referring to in the yellow, and I think that's what this is from. And again, I have an image of that. Here it is. So this is just a pic of Usagi from the actual comics that you're referring to, with the yellow and the black. And again, if we look at the figure, bounce back to the figure, yellow and black, bounce back. There you go. That is Space Usagi. So it's an amalgamation there from NECA's part, where it's like, what if this yellowed armored Space Usagi was in the cartoon? How would he look in action figure form? And this is what we've got right here. That's what I think they're doing.
What I was going to say, and we know with a certain sneaky reveal, NECA aren't afraid of doing stuff that weren't in the original cartoons.
Yeah, Ronin.
Because they've got a cartoon version of the Ronin coming as well, which is cool. So if they're going to start making little variants and everything, this line isn't ending anytime soon.
This is what I mean. It's an endless, but it's a pretty fun way that like, let's just imagine this cartoon did continue. What new characters would we have seen? What new variants would we have seen? So I'm not mad at it, because again, it's options. Like, people don't have to buy everything they don't want. If you have no attachment to this version of Usagi, that's fine. They actually gave us the one you did want first. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like they're playing the long game here. This is just an extra option for anyone who does want to add this interesting space variant of Usagi, because it has got a little bit of history to it. And it's Usagi as well. He's a very popular character, that he is one of a few characters from the Turtles lore that spins off and is a success completely on his own. Like, he doesn't need the Turtles to be a success. Him and the Turtles together are just a beautiful combination. But there you go. Space Usagi is another new reveal. So there you go. We've got Napoleon, the Boner Frog, and then Space Usagi there. But that is not all.
No.
If you have a look, if we scan this here, and if we zoom in on the bottom row, let's take a look at the enhance. Let's take a look at these ugly bastards. So this is basically, you can see Scrag there, the figure that Jay desperately wants, and so do I, Jay. So do I. It is the rest of Rocksteady and Bebop's gang, like in human form. So let's break these down one by one, okay? So we've got the guy with the hat and the big nose. Do you know his name, Tanner?
I do. It's such a.
He's named after one of the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, it's Dopey, isn't it?
Yeah, he's Dopey.
Dopey, that's the one.
So the guy with the hat and the big nose, everybody, is called Dopey. Okay, I'll go back and get the picture up. Actually, I've got the. There you go. So there's the gang. So you can see Dopey right there. If I zoom in, Dopey's the one with the hat at the back. Yeah. So Dopey's there. So let's jump back. So let's jump. Okay. So there's a guy there with some sort of bondage gear and a yellow mohawk. And if we bounce back, let's be honest, the figure bouncing between the two, yellow mohawk, glasses, bondage gear. There you go. They've nailed it in figure form. That guy's called.
I've forgotten this one's name. I remember Dumbo, and I know. It's another stupid name, but I've forgotten it.
Yeah, so the guy with the blonde Mohican and the bondage gear with the glasses, his name is Grunt. Okay, so Dopey's the one with the hat. Grunt is the one, the blonde Mohican, and then the one you were referring to, which is Dumbo, which is the fat one. So Dumbo's so Dumbo's the fat one, which looks like he's holding from this picture. It looks like he's holding a hairdryer, which is weird because he has no hair. But it's not a hairdryer. It's of course a mallet. Mallet. His name's not Timmy. It's Dumbo. But there you go. Here he is. Look how short he is next to Rocksteady as well in the picture. He's like a. He's like there.
And Rocksteady's kneeling over slightly. He's hunched.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Jay said, and I quote, that fat bird is the best figure I've ever seen. She has cool hair. We'll get to Jersey in a second, but let's just keep diving in on these. So we've got Rocksteady and Bebop already in the pre-mutagen pack that we got. We got this year.
The box set.
We get Scrag in the loot crate. We hope we do. And then now we add the rest. We add Dumbo, Grunt, and Dopey, all in figure form. So how are NECA going to do this, Tanner? Are NECA going to give us those free in a free pack or 4-pack maybe?
You know what? I don't see them coming individually. the only logical explanation would be either two 2-packs or a 4-pack.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah, because NECA are used to doing 2-packs. I can see this coming as two 2-packs. You got Dumbo with Dopey and Jersey with the other Grunt, and it's
we should really talk about Jersey real quick because she is also the female member of the Rocksteady and Bebop gang. Shout out Chi Chi Collects in the chat. He says, "Good morning, Dan and Tan and chat. Glad to have caught Turtles and Tea live. Welcome as we ramble about Turtles as always." So Jersey Red is the female member of Rocksteady and Bebop, and I have got a picture of Jersey. There she is. So there she is from the cartoon. So again, she has the scraggly red hair. She's got like this again. They're clearly into bondage. Her and Grunt must be a couple.
It's a very 90s look for all of them. I would say very 90s.
She's got her cowboy boots on and jeans as well, and she's not scared to get her belly out as well. So fair play to her. But the figure looks great from the animated show. Again, who asked for a Jersey Red figure? I don't think anyone was asking for it, but we are not mad about it that it exists, and we are probably going to spend some money to get it. So there we go. Just recap everybody. Jersey Red, only female member of the Rocksteady and Bebop gang, and then we move on to Grunt, the blonde mohawk with the glasses and the bondage gear, and then we have Dumbo, the short, stumpy, fat guy with the mallet, and then we get Dopey with the big nose and the hat, along with Scrag, who is the Loot Crate exclusive in his human form as well. So these are the four on screen right now that Tanner quite rightly said could be in two 2-packs, could be in a 4-pack. Who knows? But are you buying them, Tanner?
Yeah, probably. Why not? We've got the
what was the hesitation all about
already with Bebop and Rocksteady. We got the Bebop and Rocksteady human form. We're getting Scrag. So it depends if I want to have him in his bat form or his human form. You may as well complete the group. This is a little mini team. We're always going on about completing teams. This is completing a team.
Again, Jersey Red isn't in this photo, but she is a member of this gang. This is like from one of the original episodes, I think. But Jersey Red is in later episodes. But there you go. So there's the Rocksteady and Bebop gang in the show from the 80s. And now we have an opportunity to actually recreate that in plastic, which is amazing. Jay in the chat says, I'm going to have to buy that £140 Scrag, aren't I? I'm going to need to complete the set, complete the gang. Bugger. Sorry, Cheeky Monkey Kiara. You're going to have to be eating noodles for a week because Jay's collection will be incomplete without this guy here, Scrag. But again, these are just human characters that have such a small role to play in the show. So the fact that we get these over some of the other mutants from the cartoon is crazy. But again, I'm not mad about it. I actually like a little bit of a human contingent amongst our many mutants on the shelf. Not apply said, did the whole gang have mutated forms in the show? I'm not sure if all of them did, but a few of them did. Like Scrag.
The only one I remember, Dumbo had a dog form, but this was in the Archie comics. So I think all apart from Jersey Red may have had, but in the Archie comics.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
I can't remember what the other two were though.
Pardon? I said it would be interesting to find out. In the chat, Maverick5UK says, "Hey there, gentlemen. Was on the lookout for you at MCM, but must have missed you both." Yeah, it's I had a few people message me saying they missed me at MCM. I was literally lingering around the Hasbro booth all Saturday. Like I don't know how you could have missed me. I was there. Me and Hellfire Hank were there.
You know what? I had Agent Z-Man message me. Oh, are you Tanner? Are you at Comic-Con? Literally, as I had got into my car to go home, I go, I've literally just left, mate. But I was there for a long while at the Hasbro booth. It's a shame I couldn't spot you.
Basically, as you left, Z-Man arrived, and then Z-Man hung around with us for a little bit. So I think Jay's trying to make some deals in the chat here. He says, "Sell me that Scrag." Is someone selling in Scrags in the chat?
No. It's because I showed a little bit of hesitation. He wants to be selling my Scrag, which isn't going to happen, unfortunately, Jay. I'm very sorry.
He is literally shouting at the TV. Look at them. They do look great. Again, and that's what I love about collecting is that these are like these little deep cut characters. Where if I showed these to like Amanda, she wouldn't have a freaking clue who they are, but we do, and that's what's funny. Okay, so there's those four, and I think in regards to the rest, everything else we have genuinely seen before. Like Rex is down here, Rex 1 is down there, like, punching Chrome Dome, and Vax on his head. We've got the Mac as well down there. And other than that, we've got the gang. And all the figures, all the figures in the window, by the way, are figures already released. There's no little sneaky Easter eggs in the windows. They are all figures we've already got. These are basically everything on this second row we haven't actually got yet, but we have seen a few of these before. So we've got Lotus Flower, and then the Mystic guy, I forget his name.
The other guy,
then he's in the episode with.
He's in the episode with Dark Turtle.
Yeah,
he's hunting for the mutants, isn't he?
Yeah, he's also in the episode with. Yeah, he's also in the episode with Toko and Razor.
Yeah, which is the same episode. It's all the same episode. I'm fairly certain it's all the same episode.
I don't think Dark Turtle's the same episode as Toko and Razor.
Because Dark Turtle was with the Tricep. I could be wrong. I don't. Again, it's all merging into one.
No, of course.
All the episodes are merging into one.
It's that Mandela effect, isn't it? Where you remember, you so confidently remember it the way you think it is, but and then So again, you could be spot on, but I don't think Toko and Razor are in the Dark Turtle episode. That's all. Yeah. That's the only reason I say that. Greg says, didn't Rex 1 have the programming disc that you inserted into his chest? Yeah, I'm going to display him. I think maybe his chest plate's open. If that's what you want to call it, I assume maybe.
Like Metalhead's one, the cartoon Metalheads, where you can input the bazooka.
I know his tongue can come out as well, but that's the last thing. If on this actual display, that's the last thing I can actually show, is that they showed off the box for Rex 1. So here we have the actual ultimate box for Rex 1. So he can't be too far away, is all I'm saying. The product's done. The packaging's there on display at the convention. I do think Rex 1 is probably one of the next Ultimates to come out. No pre-order for him yet. So usually we get a pre-order and then we have to wait another couple of months to get the figure. Maybe early 2023 for Rex 1, I would assume. But he's in Ultimate format. And I do love the Ultimate style boxes where it has the old VHS style packaging. Super nostalgic. Now, of course, that's our own imagination of what the box would look like with Rex 1, but it's spot on. It really is. A working SD chip would be sweet, said California Red Devil. Oh, he's here to talk about his favourite turtle, Donatello. Welcome, California Red Devil. Welcome. So there you go. So that is basically everything new in regards to the cartoon line from New York Comic Con. If we jump through some of these pictures real quick, we can go and find have a better look at Casey Jones. Here are some of the other Ronin figures. Are you all in on this Ronin line?
I love the comic book run, so I'm looking forward to the second mini-series they're going to do soon. But yeah, I'm all in on these.
Two Ronins, two Flashback Turtles, and then a couple of robotic foot soldiers. They're on display, so they can't be too far away. Here we have the Universal Monsters all displayed. There's some of the Manimals.
Archie stuff. Yeah.
There's Donnie with April and Mike. And there he is right at the end. So Splinter and Casey are the last two we haven't got yet. And there's a better look at Casey out of I was about to say out of box, but we haven't seen the box yet. Is that the best picture? Oh, there you go. There's one.
There we go. But this looks like a different face to the one they had in the thing.
The picture.
The promo shot.
So there's no like crack. If I jump back to the promo shot, the promo shot here, if I can zoom in, he's got like a cracked mask.
In the mask.
Where this one is not cracked. So he's got to have two heads, right? Must be.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully it's a case of it is two heads.
I like his eye.
I'd love to display it with the other look because I think the other look so much better, in my opinion. It just looks so much more spookier in line. This one doesn't look great, but yeah, fingers crossed we get two heads. Yeah,
two heads is fine. Most of the turtles have came with, well, not half of the turtles have came with two heads at least, so it would make sense. Let me bounce back. So there's that. I like his big coat as well. That seems like soft goods. Is it soft goods? A stitch in there. Could be soft goods.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, there you go.
Crossed. I mean, NECA have been doing soft goods with their figures, with their super shredders, normal shredder. So hopefully it's a cape. It's easy enough to do. Fingers crossed. I can't stop fiddling with that freaking stress ball, even though I'm not stressed enough.
We are. We're stressed about that last loot crate. So Loot Crate are trying to tie us over with our Krang stress ball. But there you go. There's the last two we need from the Ultimates line with Splinter and Casey. And then we are guessing that the last one is going to be Shredder, or it could be a Foot Soldier. But I still think Shredder as well. I think you're spot on.
Shredder's Dracula, yes.
So there you go. A lot of little nuggets of news. To be fair, NECA have been pretty quiet in regards to pre-orders. They're focusing on some other stuff. I did assume by November we would have pre-ordered one of the dios that they showed off at New York at Toy Fair, not Toy Fair or New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, because they said the living room diorama would be the first one to go up. But
and they said they'd give more info on it at New York,
and they didn't.
Which they didn't really give too much info. So maybe something has been gone awry. But also, if you remember the pre-order dates, and if you have been getting the emails and whatnot, we should hopefully be getting the first Turtle van towards the end of the year, the NECA Turtle van.
I genuinely think we're not going to get the van or any of the Secret of the Used Turtle stuff until the new year now. I doubt anything will creep in before the end of the year. I think it will be 2023. But it's a great way to start off 2023. And what's great about that type of stuff, Tanner, is that we've already paid for it. It's paid for. Yes. It's just going to arrive. And happy days. Yeah, I like it when
just have an extra box I have to get rid of. Yes.
So out of all the reveals that we talked about today and all the little nuggets of news, have you got a favourite piece of news that you're looking forward to adding to the collection?
Favorite piece of news that I'm looking towards adding towards the collection, why did I say towards twice, is probably going to be the Phantom Casey Jones, especially if it comes with that promo shot head. As I said,
and the soft goods capes as well. That will make a difference.
Yeah, soft goods capes.
Because he needs his cape to do that, doesn't he? And look over. Yeah, so that's what he does.
Because NECA have also been doing the Universal Monsters accessory kits. I hope they do one for the Phantom and include like a little organ, so I can have him sitting at the organ playing the organ.
I like that scene in The Simpsons where it's one of the Halloween episodes where they say Martin Prince died in a fire, and then the camera pans down underground, and Martin Prince is Phantom of the Opera, and he goes and he just sits on the organ and plays like a funky tune. Pretty funny. But in regards for me, I agree. Donatello looks great from the Ultimates, from the Universal Monsters Ultimate line, and in regards to the reveals from New York. I don't want to rub it in to Jay, but having that Rocksteady and Bebop gang, where we can just think we can actually display them on the shelf like this, that's what I'm going to do. They're going to be displayed like this on the shelf. This on their own little section. So it will be great to do that from one of the original episodes of the Turtles. 30 plus years later, here they are in plastic in the collection. So that's again, Rex 1's another one that I really wanted to go with Irma. I think Irma's got to be standing next to Rex 1 for me. So again, anything turtle wise. But again, I'm glad Loot Crate gave us a stress ball, because I need that scrag. I don't know
where mine's gone now. I threw it away and it's disappeared.
If Loot Crate don't give me my scrag, I'm going to be joining. Me and Jay are going to be getting bidding wars on eBay between the two of us, trying to get this scrag. So, but yeah, that's some fun stuff all the same. But there you go, Tanner. I know the Champions League has started. Chelsea and Tottenham are both playing, so we need to go and see what's going on. I think we're qualified. You need a point or something.
We need a point. Preferably need a win after the daylight robbery of last week.
Yeah.
I will outright say that was daylight robbery. But yeah, look, we want to go and catch the football. Hopefully, we both get results we need.
I was just going to say, my friend, I just wanted, before we get out of here, 1 year anniversary. We started doing Turtles and Tea in November 2021. We are still here in 2022, and that's what matters. Consistency is king. Now, we've always said this show, we at first we were very optimistic, and we were like, the first Tuesday of the month. Realise schedules don't always work out that way, but we do try and do them at least monthly if there's news to talk about. And we didn't do one last month, but we are here on the 1st of November with even more stuff to recap. And sometimes it works out better that way because you've got more stuff to talk about. So thank you to everyone who joined us live. Again, this was a very unplanned, spontaneous 1 year celebration for Turtles and Tea. So if you did manage to actually catch us live, I appreciate you. Just jumping in the chat real quick. Let me shout out some people. I think I can still get the chat up.
Phil Jones actually said Chelsea's playing tomorrow.
Oh, okay, my bad. Well, Tottenham are playing today. The thing is, we're qualified, so I'm not even stressing. That's the problem.
Yeah, we're qualified. All right, cool.
Look, it could be worse. You could be California Red Devil, and your team could be in the Europa League.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Shout out All Elite. He says, happy anniversary. Congratulations on 1 year. Keep it going, boys. Trust me, as long as the toy companies keep making turtle toys, me and Tanner are still going to want to be able to talk about them. So, yeah, Turtles and Tea will exist. Shout out Greg. Shout out Hicks. Shout out Graffitoy. He says, man, I just got it here. Don't worry, my friend. You can rewind and watch the replay. Happy 1 year. Thank you very much. Home Dude, I appreciate you. He helped us get down. So, Home Dude, Rush, McGowan, and, of course, Mike Hex. Between the three of them, me and Tanner both got our Toko and Razor. So screw you, Hall of Fun, and screw you, comics.com. Boo, comics.com. We did that in person as well. It's not a gimmick. We live the gimmick. So shout out California Red Devil, Greg, Home Dude. Thank you to Jay and Cheeky Monkey Kara watching. Jay, again, I hope we can track you down a scrag that doesn't break the bank. Maverick5 UK, Chi Chi Collects, Not Apply, Loco Lou, Damien, of course, is lingering as well. Win or Lose with the frog emojis. Michael Miller. Craig Smith. I met Craig at Comic-Con as well. Craig was a great guy. He's in the chat. Thomas Brock. Just seeing if Ronaldo. Nostalgia Unboxed. Again, I don't know if he's still here watching or if he just popped in or out, but please go and check out Nostalgia Box's YouTube. You'll appreciate it. I think he's going to be one to watch on the up and come on the YouTube, and he breaks down a lot of the NECA stuff as well. So there you go.
One more shout out I want to do as well. Basically, a friend of mine who's basically, his name is Chase. I think he's also known as Black Lightning as well. Big fan of the show. My friend Phil is always telling me he's a big fan. Always watching. He doesn't comment though. Get in the comment section. Come on,
hit
come
that
on,
subscribe
mate.
button, my friend. Welcome
hit
to
that
the
subscribe channel. Come on, hit that comment button. I want to see you in the comments, or in the on the replay. Hit a comment. I want to see that going forward, Chase. Come on, mate.
Jamelia, I can't read. I'm really bad at reading nouns, but just know, Double J, I seen you. 1 year anniversary from Malaysia. Wow, impressive. Shout out to Malaysia. Mike Hex says, I'm here. Shout out Marks as well, as I said, showing him some love. He said, last armored Ronin and unarmored both get both love. Yeah, great for sure. Okay, let's wrap it up, people. But we appreciate you. Thank you so much. As always, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. Go and check out the Turtles and Tea playlist if you want to just go back and watch me and Tanner talk about some of the other Turtle news from the past couple of months. We have got more out there. Yes, go and get your mugs. I should actually, I forget to always plug the mugs, right? Treat yourself to a Turtles and Tea mug, people. Very inexpensive. I will put the link in the chat real quick before we clink. There we go. In the chat. There it is. Go and get yourself, buy yourself a Turtles and Tea mug or a t-shirt, as Tanner is modelling there. Pick your mug depending on what favourite turtle you want. Just to clarify, mine is purple, not blue. It is just the weird lighting. There you go.
Or just go for the red one.
There you go. Chink, chink, Tanner. Again, 1 year, my friend. Happy 1 year. There you go.
Yes, may there be many more.
I'm going to go. Next time I'll fill up my glass with something a little bit stronger, maybe. And
yes.
When Scrag and Dark Turtle arrive, I promise to take a shot live on camera out of these glasses.
Are you making a promise with that? Am I going to have to do this as well then? Yeah.
I just to celebrate.
One glass, I pick the other, and we'll do the shot.
Just to celebrate it all being over with, for sure. But yeah, again, thank you everyone. If you're on the replay crew, please let us know in the comments below. Tanner, I'm doing this on my channel now, and it seems to be pretty good at so give people a word that if they watch the replay and they watch for this long, they can write it in the chat for us or the comments for us.
Spatula.
Okay, if you watched the whole replay of Turtles and Tea, then write spatula in the comments and you get 10 bonus points. You get a shout out on the next episode of Turtles and Tea. How about that? All right, showing you some love. So write spatula in the comments. You'll get a shout out on the next episode. Hopefully we'll do one before Christmas. Hopefully we get some new Turtles before then. Hopefully more pre-orders, maybe the Dio. We shall see. But until then, Tanner, let's give them a wave. And we will see yous on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.